Yay!
So Tracey, introduce yourself to everyone and let them know who you are.
Okay. My name is Tracey Alcala. I went to Cal State Long Beach and graduated in the spring of 2009. So it's been a while. And I currently still live out here in Southern California, and I am currently an HR director for Nike.
Oh, Nike. Come on, Nike.
Love us some Nike.
Hey, Tracey, why did you choose Cal State Long Beach?
I chose Cal State Long Beach. I got into a few colleges at the time, and I actually went to a JC. So I took a JC route and then had a few options after I went to El Camino. And Long Beach State was my top choice. And the reason why was because it had an array of majors that really spoke to me. I was at the time deciding if I wanted to do speech pathology or kinesiology.
Oh, wow.
And Long Beach State had both programs. I grew up in Torrance. It was close to my parents. So it definitely had all the appeal that I wanted from an academic perspective. But culturally, the campus is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. The student body was immaculate, very welcoming. So it was my top choice, and I was super excited to get in when I did.
Now, here's a fun fact. The fact that you said you were going to be a kinesiology major, our sorority sister, Tracey is my sorority sister. And she also was a kinesiology major. So what are these HR folks in kinesiology? Just weird. Okay.
Which is weird.
Random.
And then we're like, no, we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to start.
Study needs to be done. Okay. So Tracey, what would you say was your hardest challenge at Cal State Long Beach?
Oof. The capstone classes, definitely. I mean,
The capstone classes.
Those capstones. I would say for me, the culture itself was really enticing. Like, I wanted to be a part of the culture, but it did take a little time for me to acclimate. Like I said, I grew up in Torrance, and while the Torrance school district had some diversity, being able to be exposed to the magnitude of diversity at Long Beach State was a little bit of a challenge. I was a little bit shocked. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. There's a Black student body. There's a Latin student body. There was a little bit of everything. And so being able to get to a place where I was like, okay, now that I'm past the shell shock and the cultural shock, being able to embrace that and learn a lot more about the different cultures there was definitely maybe the initial challenge. Academically, it was a challenge too, right? All the classes were great, and navigating, getting through the capstones, choosing what capstones I wanted to take was a challenge. Yeah, because there were so many good ones, and choosing.
I don't think people understand capstone class. I was like, what? Capstone? What is that? Like,
I would take classes just so I could knock two out of a time. Like, I don't even care the classes. It's got two capstones. Let me knock it out.
Exactly. And I don't know how this was for you, but I had the book. Like, it was like the book.
They don't know about the book. They don't want the
book.
They don't know
about the book. It had the little diamonds on it. The solid diamonds. So that was definitely a challenge at the beginning, coming from a junior college where you were basically told what classes you need to take on a piece of paper, 8.5, 11 piece of paper, like, oh, you can take this or this. But like, seeing all these capstones and making sure that you're fulfilling those capstones accordingly was a challenge.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, Tracey, so when you look back on your time as a student, what would you say is your fondest memories at Cal State Long Beach?
Ooh, okay. So I might be dating myself, but my fondest memory, I have two. One of them was the jazz music that played on the courtyard. They used to play jazz. They used to play jazz music, and I really like jazz. So that was kind of where it started. But I will say, having the autonomy and being trusted as a freshman on the campus, at the time, it was a wet campus, right? So you had the bar, and you can get so actually, like, being able to say, like, okay, they trust us enough to, like, drink responsibly or do what we're doing. And that I think it was the pub. I can't remember the name of it at the time, but they had these breakfast
Nugget.
sandwiches. The nugget, yes. Had these breakfast sandwiches. I mean, look, hashtag the nugget came with the breakfast sandwiches. I mean, it had bacon and sourdough bread with the yolk running. Oh, it was so good. And I had to stop myself.
Not the yolk running. Not the yolk running.
The yolk ran. It was so good. It was so good. So yes, I would, but definitely, they also did like a lot of great activities on the quads where you got to, again, learn about other, the Greek life as well as the clubs. I had an amazing chemistry teacher that was awesome, and we did a lot of great stuff. So I have a lot of great memories, but definitely the jazz and the breakfast sandwich.
Oh, I love it, honey. That's good times. Good times. So, Tracey, our final question to you this evening: what does it mean to be a Black scholar? What does that mean to you?
What it means to me is being able to have a seat at the table that our ancestors did not have.
Yeah.
And being a scholar doesn't always mean like you have a PhD or whatever, but being able to equip yourself and have an education in something to where you can say like you are the subject matter expert.
Right.
It means a lot to me because I know like my aunts, my grandmother, my grandfather was in World War II. Like, while they definitely contribute to American history, being able to be a Black scholar means you're going to help create the future American history.
Oh.
And that to me speaks, it speaks, it's priceless.
Yeah.
It's priceless to be able to say, I got my education and I know what I'm talking about. And you either embrace what I have to bring to the table or you're going to miss out is big. And that's what it means to me to be a Black scholar.
Ooh, that was deep. Come on, Tracey, with the gems. That was love it. Well, thank you, Miss Tracey. We had an absolute ball with you tonight. And if anybody ever wants to get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you? If they have some questions, maybe about, you may have some students who are interested in HR. What information could you give them as far as maybe an email or something or social media or anything where they could just get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Yes. So please email me. If you're interested in HR and daring enough to go in it, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. But if anyone just has any general questions about just my journey, feel free to email me. I'll make sure that the email is provided, but it's traceycalcala@gmail.com. And you can definitely email me. I'm a quick responder and I love to do this kind of to work and inspire and answer any questions anyone has. But I also say, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with everybody on LinkedIn. Networking is how we help each other out. So definitely network, send me a connection, and I'm happy to set up a time to talk on the phone or anything like that. So definitely email me or connect with me on LinkedIn and we can set up some time to connect if you'd like.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss Tracey. You have been an absolute pleasure, and I'm proud to be a fellow Beach alumni with you.
Yes, go Beach. Go Beach.
Go Beach.